H2K Infosys provides world-class online IT training, staffing, and software testing solutions to customers worldwide. H2K Infosys, how we are different from our competitors. 100% job-oriented training, hands-on project work, cloud test lab, resume preparation and review, mock interviews, robust syllabus, one-time fee and lifetime access to classes, access to recorded sessions of live classes. H2K Infosys has won the trust of thousands of students worldwide. For a free demo class, visit us at h2kinfosys.com.
Okay, so today we'll be discussing on, I started recording. Today we'll be discussing on HTML, and if time permits we'll discuss on JavaScript. And just a second. Okay, then we'll get started. So for HTML today, I'll just show the slide which I have showed you when discussing when I gave demo class. So let's go back to the slide which I have showed you for the demo class. So let me go to the desktop. Just a second. Now, let's quickly summarize why we need to learn HTML. So, if you want to design anything on the UI, for example, if you are seeing the screen, so for example, I want to design an online shopping portal. If I want to design an online shopping portal for user interface, so whatever you are seeing in the browser, so this is a drop-down list, and this is a text box, and this is a label, and this is a button. So anything if you want to display on the user interface, these controls are called HTML controls. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So if you want to design anything in the user interface, you have to learn HTML. So HTML is very key thing if you want to design a beautiful UI, user interface. And when you, so for example, I told already, like if I assume that the price of each Parker pen is $50, price of each Parker pen is $50. Now the moment you select 5 Parker pens and click on save, your shopping cart will be showing the money as $250. So here some calculations are happening. So the calculations will normally happen using programming language. So we already learned 90% of programming language C#. So for any business logic, so this is called business logic. For any business logic, we need to learn any programming language. And for user interface, we need to learn HTML. And to save the details in the database, we need to learn SQL Server programming. So today we are going to discuss on HTML to design these controls, how to do all these controls. Okay, so with this, let's get started with HTML. So I'm not going to use any editor for HTML. You can use your Visual Studio, but let's use Notepad. So I'm going to, in my desktop, I'm going to create a new folder called HTML. Okay, in this HTML, so let me right click on this, new text document. I'm going to name this as 1.html and remove this extension. So the moment you change it to HTML, you should see that the icon will get changed to Internet Explorer or your default browser. If the icon is not changed to your default browser, that means that you are still seeing your text file. Okay, so I repeat again, the moment you change your file extension to .html, the icon for that HTML should change to your default browser. If it's not changed to your default browser, that means the file is still a text file. So to see the extensions, what you need to do is, I told this in the second class or third class. So if you want to see the file extensions, you have to go to organize and folder and search options, and you have to go to view, and you have to unselect this one. You have to unselect this one, hide the extensions for known file types. You have to uncheck this one. Okay, when you uncheck this one, you will see the extensions. Okay, if you don't uncheck this one, see what happens here. I'll check this checkbox and I'll show you the difference. So I am checking, I'm selecting this checkbox. Click on apply. Okay, click on OK. See, now I'm not seeing the file extension. So what normally students will do is, they will right click on this new text document, and they will create this one dot or two.txt, and then what they will tell me is they will right click on this, they will do a rename, they will select rename, and they will do 2.html, and they will ask me, I renamed it but still my icon has not changed, what shall I do? So actually you renamed it to .html, you're seeing it as 2.html, but it's not a HTML file. So it will have 2.html.txt. When you do right click on this and properties, you will see that it's a text document. It's a text document. It is not a HTML file. For that, what you need to do is you need to click on organize. So it is not showing you the extensions because I have selected the checkbox, do not show the extensions for known file types. So for that, what I need to do is, the one way to do is you have to go to organize and folder and search options, and I need to go to view, and I need to uncheck this one, hide the extensions for known file types. I'm unchecking this, click on apply and OK. Now you will realize that okay, it is not see now I'm seeing 2.html.txt. So if you want to rename it, you need to click on F2 and delete this .txt. Okay, now you are seeing 2.html. Okay, so this is about how to rename to .html. And the other way to do that is right click on this, new text document. I have three here. So if I want to rename this to .html, what I can do is I can open this, and then I can actually do file save as, and then I can type here I can select here all files, and I can type here 3.html in double quotes. I'm typing here 3.html and I'm doing it in double quotes. Okay, so this is one way of doing it. Select all files for sure and give 3.html in double quotes and click on save. So that will also create in HTML file. After that you can delete this old one. Okay, so just now we learned about two ways for renaming a file from txt to HTML. Okay, so once I create this HTML 1.html, I'll right click on this, open with Notepad. If you're not seeing this, right click on this, open with Notepad, you can do this way. So Windows R, open Notepad, and then drag and drop this. Drag this and drop it onto the Notepad. That's it. Now you can notice here that this file is 1.html. Okay, let's get started with HTML. So for those who already know HTML, what is the code for a text box? Do not Google it. You should tell from whatever you know. What is the code for HTML text box? HTML text box. We don't use button for a text box. So what is the code for HTML text box? First of all, what is text box? Yeah, input type equal to text and name equal to name. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now before getting started with this, let me ask some questions on different controls we have. So Windows R, MS Paint. Okay, so now first I have something called name in my web page, and if I want to design this, so what is this control called? Okay, so all of you, so I saw only one response. So this control, we call it as text box. Okay, now the second question. So I have here something called branch. I have to select electronics branch or computer science branch or whatever branch I have to select here. For that I have something called like this. I have something called here. So what is this is called? I am seeing response from few of you. So I'll see an option here, and so this is not a checkbox, this is called a drop down list. So the moment I click on this, I'll have multiple options. So I'll get a drop down list. So I'll see the values like this. Okay, I'll get an option to select from multiple values. So this is called a drop down list. Now the other one I'm going to ask now here, I have medium, either it can be English or French. So what is this called? So I'll have a small circle and I can select only one option from this. So what is that is called? Yeah, this is called a radio button. So this is called a radio button. Radio button is normally used for selecting only one option from multiple options. So this is called English or French. So this is called radio button. So the first one is a text box where you will have options to enter some values, and the second one where you can select some value from multiple values, that is called a drop down list. And the third one you can only select one value from the two options, that is called a radio button. And we have something called hobbies. And in this hobbies we have options like you can select one or more option. So you will see a small box like this, and you will see some options. So this is called, what is this? Yeah, I'm not seeing the response from Jesse. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing. Okay, so this is called, so if I have one checkbox, I mean this is a checkbox, so I can write here cricket, and I can add some more options, whatever options I want. So maybe I can add one more option called chess or whatever. Okay, so the difference between radio button and the checkbox is, so here, so this is a radio button where you can select only one thing, only one option. But whereas in checkbox, either you can select this one or you can select both the options. So that is called checkbox. That is the difference between checkbox and the radio button. And then you will see one more thing called where you can enter your address. Okay, so where you can enter the address, you will see a something called a big text box. What is this one? So anyone has any idea on this? What is, so I got only one response. This is not a message box, and I got one correct response from, this is not a list box. Yeah, I got one response from Nikhil and I got one response from Padmini. Both are correct. So this is called a text area. So this is called text area. So I'll quickly summarize. So whatever you see here, so this is a text box, this is a drop down list, this is a radio button, this is a checkbox, and this one is text area. Okay, and and what will be there at the bottom? So let's assume that at the bottom of this page, so, or let me put this way, so let me copy this, let me move this here, and let me move this little bit up, and let me move this here. Okay, so now I have at the bottom here, so I'll have something like this, and I'll have here, so what is this one? Yeah, so that is, yeah, all of you are correct. So that is that I'll be having some text here, so I'll have something like this, save. That is a button. So this is a form. So we need to design this page right now. So by the end of this class you should be very clear in designing this in HTML. Okay, so let's get started. So we are going to design this form and pure static form, and we'll see how we can do that. Okay, so let's get started. So first I need to write here, so I need to write here name, and adjacent to that I need to write here what I'm saying here. I need a text box. So for text box the code is, I need to give here input type is equal to text, and I need to give some name. for all the controls, so this is called a control. So for all the controls in HTML, you have to give a name for it. So you have to give a name for it, because imagine you have 3-4 text boxes. You have to differentiate between them. So you have to give a name for it. Name, I normally give like this, txt. So it is a text box, so I'm giving txt. Txt as a prefix. Txt, and this text box is for name, so I'm giving names. Okay, so I'll close the input tag. So this is how we need to write. So I need to give input, type is equal to text for text box, and name is equal to txt name, and close the input tag. So if I save it, and if I open in browser, so let me double click on this. So if I open in browser, I can see that here, so I have a name and I'm seeing a text box. So here I can enter Meghna or whatever. So this is the use of a text box. So text box, the simple code is input type is equal to text. So I'm done with this name. So next I need a drop down list for branch. So let me select branch, and here for a drop down list, so the code, HTML code, for those who knows it without doing Google, can help me here. You should not do Google for a drop down list. What is the code for a drop down list? Okay, so I need to write here select drop down list alone. In HTML it's a bit different. So select name is equal to, I need to give DDL branch, and then I need to give here option, and I can give here what will be the branch electronics. And see here, if I'm giving something wrong, so let's see whether I'll get it or not. So I'm giving one option, so let me give multiple options, and then close this, select. Okay, so let me save it and then refresh it and see whether I'm getting this or not. I'm getting it. Okay, so I got a question. So will not have type for this. Okay, so for this one, for whatever you are seeing here, we don't have input type. We have the tag called select tag. So normally for other controls we have input type, but for this one we have a different syntax. So which is actually here we need to give like this. We need to give select, and we need to give some name for it, and inside that we need to give options. This is the code for drop down list. So I can write here computer science. This itself is little different. Okay, so this is how you need to write here. What if I have another question. If I want to see the branch below name. Okay, good question. So if you want to see the branch below name, yeah, that is how we normally wanted to see. We don't want to see name and branch adjacent to that. So we need to add a BR tag. BR tag is, we need to add like this. Okay, so in C# or any other programming languages, we have something called /n. So here we don't have /n, we need to use a BR tag. BR is called break tag. So when I use BR tag and I can refresh it, I can see that these are different. So it's almost like touching it. So if you want to have some more gap, you can use another BR tag. You can save it, and then I can actually rename. I can double click on this. See, now I can see this properly. Name and branch, I can select whatever branch I need. Okay, so I got another question. What is txt name and DDL branch? So I'm giving a name for it. So even this is not required. Even if you don't give this, it will work for you. But it's always a good practice to give some name for all the controls. So the reason why I'm giving this here txt is you can give simply name. You don't need to give txt. I normally give txt prefix with txt because in case if I see this, by seeing this itself, I should be able to tell what control is this. If I see this name itself, I can tell, okay, this is a drop-down list because the name is DDL for a text I'm giving, for a text box I'm giving txt name. Okay, so it's a good practice to prefix with whatever control you want, so that by seeing the name itself you can tell this is a text box. Okay, so let me put here, give an option and type here select branch. Okay, and here I'm going to put here option electrical. Okay, I'm done. So now if I save it and if I refresh it, you can see that I have proper name and I have select branch, so I can select whatever branch I want. So this is how you normally give for HTML drop down list. Okay, now what is next one for us? So we have something called radio button for medium. So for that, what you need to do is you need to type medium, and remember I had to give a BR tag, otherwise I'll get the radio button adjacent to the drop down list. So I need to give a BR tag, and for medium what I need is input type is equal to radio. Input type is equal to radio and name is equal to RD medium, and I'll close this and I'll give the, what is that, first I need to give English, and I need to close this input. So let me save it and see the difference. So let me save it and check whether I'll get this or not. So I'm getting here one radio button which option English, so I need to get another radio button. So for that I need to go here and I need to give another one. So remember, in for radio buttons, if you have multiple radio buttons, you have to give the same name. So here I'm copy pasting it. I have to give the same name for both of this. If I give a different name, I'll show you what happens. So I need to give this here French. So I gave same name now. So let me save it and then go to HTML. So now I can see that I have two options. So when I click on, I'm going to select only one of these. So that is the use of radio button. So you can only select one option. So you cannot select both the options. So if you don't give the same name here, for example, if I'm giving RD medium and if I'm giving some other name here, RD medium 1, so if I save it, so I can able to select both the options. So I don't want to do that. So see here, I'm able to select both the options, which I don't want to select both the options. In that case, for that is the reason why you have to give same name for radio button. Okay, so you want to select only one option, so you have to give the same name for both the radio buttons. So input type equal to radio, name is equal to this, and inside this you're writing English. Okay, so this is how we need to write for actually when you're using Visual Studio, you don't need to remember all these things. See now, when I use Visual Studio, but don't do it in Visual Studio at least for today, so that you can remember the tags. So it's always good to remember the tags. So at least very few tags, not all the tags. So file, new project. So till now we used to select C# console application. So all the time we are doing C# console application. But now what you need to select is, you need to select, for those who are having Visual Studio 2013, they need to come down, they need to select web and Visual Studio 2012, and they need to select ASP.NET Empty Web Application. For those who have any previous version of Visual Studio, they can simply select web, and inside that they can select ASP.NET Empty Web Application. So select this ASP.NET Empty Web Application, click on OK. Once you select ASP.NET Empty Web Application, all you need to do is you can right click on this web application, add new item. So you need to click on add new item. You can actually select, or very simple, I'll tell the other way. So let's not worry about creating this project now. You might get confused at this stage. Okay, let me open this Visual Studio. and let me open this file whatever I have in Visual Studio. So let me minimize this and copy this path, and here in Visual Studio file, open file. I'm just opening this file in Visual Studio. So open this. I open this. So now I can see here these things. I don't need to type all these things. If I want a checkbox or if I want a drop down list, I can actually see here I have all these controls. So what I can do is I can simply drag and drop it. For example, text area, or for example, select. See here, when I do a drag and drop, for me it is showing already select ID is equal to something or name something. Or when I do a drag and drop input, I'm seeing this input ID equal to this. So the only difference is when you do a drag and drop, you will see ID here. But normally we use name for text box controls. Even you can use ID also. Anything should be fine. So when you do a drag and drop, it is showing ID, but you are doing, so that is a good thing about using Visual Studio. You don't need to remember all the names, but I strongly recommend you don't use Visual Studio for today. So use Notepad so that you can remember these tags. Okay, while practicing this today, today's assignment is you have to send me whatever I'm doing it today in the class. All of you should send me. So this is my mail ID. So you have to send this assignment for me. So this is my mail ID, and I'm just bringing again. Okay. So this is about radio button, and now we'll see the next one, which we have here is a checkbox. So for checkbox, we need to select hobbies. So let me give two BR tags, and here I'll give input type is equal to checkbox, name is equal to chk cricket, and then I'll give cricket, and then input. Okay, so let me see whether I get this option or not. If you give something wrong, right, you will not be able to see the proper output. So let me double click on this. I'm seeing the checkbox cricket. Okay, so only thing which I missed here is I need to put here the word hobbies. Okay, so and then I need one more thing. So let me copy this. And for checkbox, it doesn't matter whether you give the same name or different name, but always give different name because you have different options can be selected. So I'm giving here CHK cricket, and the other one I'm giving CHK chess. Why I'm giving CHK is this is a checkbox. This is RB because this is a radio button, and DDL because this is a drop down list. Okay, so now here I'm giving chess. So let me save it. And the next one which I have is address. So for address, what I need to do is I need to give, I don't have input tag for this address as well. For address we have text area. So we have something called input, not input type. We don't have input type for address. We have text area, and rows is equal to I need 5 rows, and columns is equal to I need 30 columns, and I need to give name is equal to TA address. That's it. I need to close the text area. And let me give BRs. So let me save it. Then go to HTML file, double click on this. See, now I'm seeing this. So anyway, I can actually increase the number of rows. So let me increase the number of rows to 10, and number of rows. So it is rows. Sorry, I gave something wrong here. It is rows. I gave row there. It is rows. If I give rows, I'll see the difference. See now? Is it clear now so far? All of you? I'm not seeing any response. Is it clear?
staffing, and software testing solutions to customers worldwide. H2K Infosys, how we are different from our competitors. 100% job-oriented training, hands-on project work, cloud test lab, resume preparation and review, mock interviews, robust syllabus, one-time fee and lifetime access to classes, access to recorded sessions of live classes. H2K Infosys has won the trust of thousands of students worldwide. For a free demo class, visit us at h2kinfosys.com.